Chapter 4, A Voice in the Night. Is this a dream or real? I like the henchmen a lot, they're pretty cool. Oh god, it's a dream.
After I take your bending away, you will be nothing.
Yeah, that's terrifying. So obviously an anxiety dream from Korra, right? In the last episode, we saw her world basically be turned upside down because she values her powers so highly. Amon represents a potential end to everything she holds dear. Clear reason for anxiety there.
It's all right, Naga. I just had a bad dream.
It's nice that Naga can actually fit inside houses, unlike Appa.
We need to create a task force whose sole mission is to find Amon and bring him to justice.
A move that aggressive would only further divide benders and non-benders.
Who would even head up such a task force?
It would
Me.
be my honor and privilege to accept such a duty.
Is that Amon?
This is just another one of your ploys to gain more power, isn't it?
This would be a great ploy for someone in government. Create this enemy that threatens everything, and then position oneself to be the person who takes care of that threat, thereby increasing your own power on multiple fronts, right? It's a pretty diabolical plan. And Tenzin directly says it, right? He says, I think you're just after power.
Eventually, he will come for all us benders, our friends, our families. Vote for this task force, and I will stop Amon before it's too late.
So here's his MO, as far as I can tell. He uses emotion to stir things up, and then he presents a solution that nobody can argue with. So for the revelation meeting we saw, first it's anger and sympathy about the benders who have wronged them. His solution is equality, which everyone can get behind. Now it's fear. It's he's gonna come for us all and destroy us all. I can bring balance and fix this for everyone. He gives you an emotion, and it's like, what do I do? And then he offers you an out, and so you're more than happy to give your power to him just to like relieve these feelings. Whether or not you plan to like manipulate people, it's good to be aware of how you are manipulated, because once you learn these things, once you see them for the first time, you start noticing them everywhere and you end up being more resilient to them. Emotion, I think, is the driving force behind a lot of things in society, especially things aimed at the public. Politics, obviously, but also like marketing. Things that should be logical discussions are often framed emotionally because that has a lot more power and weight. It takes an education of a specific kind, I think, to kind of be resilient to that.
All in favor?
Yeah, they don't want to deal with it themselves. It's terrifying. So this guy's a really nice out for them. Tenzin is the only one with a backbone.
Good evening, my fellow equalists. As you have heard, the Republic Council has voted to make me public enemy number 1. The time has come for benders to experience fear.
That's a great scene. There's something really visceral about like thinking about masses of people turning on you, because ultimately, we believe in law, we believe in structure, but there is no law, there is no society, there is only a group of people who create reality through individual action. If suddenly everybody decided to kill benders, it wouldn't matter what infrastructure they have in place to protect that, it would just happen. Because despite all our sophistication, fundamentally we're still animals in groups, and that takes power over everything at the end of the day. Cooley Cooley?
No, I'm so sorry. I didn't see you.
I mean, I was just...
We have a new character? A new love triangle?
Wait, I recognize you. You're Mako, right?
Must be nice to be a celebrity.
It's me.
Let me make this up to you somehow.
I'm like in ultra suspicious mode right now, just because of the Amon thing. I feel like this is a setup. Could be wrong.
How about I treat you to dinner? Tomorrow night, 8 o'clock, Kwang's Cuisine.
I don't have any clothes nice enough for a place that classy.
I'll take care of that. It's a date?
Isn't this a little convenient?
Yeah, I guess so.
Isn't it? Good job, buddy. Emotion, see? Emotion drives everything.
For compassion and...
I'm not interrupting, am I?
This is my home, Tarlok. We're about to
Tarlok.
have dinner.
I need someone who will help me attack Amon directly. Someone who is fearless in the face of danger. And that someone is you.
Join your task force? I can't.
Oh, she's scared. I see. I'm a little bit confused. I'm not sure what to make of this guy. Maybe I'm wrong about him being Amon. But one possible reason why he might want Korra on this task force is that old thing of like, keep your friends close and your enemies closer. Under the task force, he could definitely keep an eye on her.
I'm not giving up on you just yet. It has been a pleasure, Avatar Korra.
I mean, this guy...
Ponytail man!
I mean, whoever this guy is, he's good at what he does. Interesting. That's certainly a way to dress.
I am such a big pro bending fan. I caught all of your matches this season.
All of them.
Even Mako's suspicious.
I can't wait to see you play in the tournament.
Yeah, well, maybe next year.
What do you mean?
Money.
We don't have the cash to ante up for the championship pot.
Pardon me, Miss Sato. Your main course.
I know this whole episode is me being ultra suspicious and cynical. Let's just continue that for now. Speaking of like playing on people's emotions, right? One of the best ways to do that is to figure out where people are insecure and then put them in that situation, because that'll put them on their back foot. So if this is a setup, what this woman is doing is putting Mako in view of money, which is something that he's deficient in. He's an orphan, he's never had much of his own, can't afford to pay for the tournament, doesn't have a suit. And this woman, she has set it up so that the image she has just exudes wealth. So that definitely puts Mako off balance, and so that gives her some power over him in a way.
You wouldn't happen to be related to Hiroshi Sato, creator of the Sato Mobile?
Yeah, he's my dad.
Get out of town!
Which means she's super wealthy.
Hello, fellow teammate.
Meanwhile, haven't seen you in a while.
Reason I came by was to give you this. Ta-da!
Wow,
Aw.
thanks. What's this for?
I love you.
You saved me from Amon. I was totally freaking out when he was coming at me with this creepy mask all, I will take away your bending forever. I mean,
Damn,
that
she's
is
terrified.
scary stuff. I still can't sleep well.
Delivery for Avatar Korra.
Oh no, Borin.
Is he bothering you? Huh? Because I can have a word with
Right.
him.
In other words, I'm jealous.
He's just some old guy who works with Tenzin on the council.
Oh, good. I like that better.
Of course you do.
Very impressive, Mr. Sato.
Please call me Hiroshi. So, I understand you're dirt poor.
Oh,
Young man, it is
Wow.
nothing to be ashamed of. That's why I'm going to sponsor the Fire Ferrets in the tournament.
suspicion continues.
Are you doing all right?
I'm just really focused on my airbending right now, is all.
Right. That's what you said. It's okay to be scared. The important thing is to talk about our fears. Because if we don't, they can throw us out of balance.
You know, I can see a lot of Aang in Tenzin. Tenzin is very empathetic, like Aang. He's definitely someone who feels the emotions of others very strongly. I think he may have been hardened and has learned to balance that out just through nature of his position. But you can tell he's very intuitive, like he can pick up on what Korra is going through. He's also sensitive, I feel, just like Aang was. I think the danger for people like that is they tend to get in their own way. Like, it's difficult for someone like that to be strong and decisive because they can feel what others are feeling, and they tend to second guess themselves a lot.
I'm always here for you if you want to talk.
It's very nice of him, at least.
It doesn't matter how many gifts Tarlok sends, I'm not joining his task force.
It's not a gift. Tarlok is throwing a gala in your honor.
The city awaits its hero.
Milo, no, that is not a toilet! Oh dear.
It is my pleasure to introduce Republic City's most famous industrialist, Hiroshi Sato.
So here we have the two threads coming together in this episode.
This is my daughter, Asami.
Yikes.
It's lovely to meet you. Mako told me so much about you.
Really? Because he hasn't mentioned you at all.
Are you okay?
I'm fine.
Better than ever.
More than fine.
Yeah, I got money and a girlfriend.
How serious a threat does he pose to the innocent citizens of Republic City?
He presents a real problem.
Then why have you refused to join Tarlok's task
Oh,
force? Shouldn't you
this
be
was his
going
goal all
after
along.
Amon?
This is going to pressure her into joining.
Are you afraid of Amon?
I'm not afraid of anybody.
Right.
I'll join Tarlok's task force and help fight Amon.
Emotion.
There's your headline.
Great manipulator. Masterfully done. See, Tenzin knows. But Tenzin's not equipped to play this game. That's the thing. Because he is so decent, that is, in this arena, an obstacle. This is just how it works with people who are conscientious. They end up taking a backseat sometimes because they're aware of the risks, you know, and they're aware of moral ambiguities and moral dangers, and so they kind of tread more lightly. The mistake people like that make is they think assertiveness is wrong, but I think that no way of being is wrong necessarily. It's all about the application, and the balance is really important. You can be too kind, right? You can be too passive. There are times when you need to be strong and you need to be assertive, and maybe you need to even hurt people's feelings. I think it's about having the range of abilities, you know, and the wisdom to know which is which, you know, which situations are which, and that's difficult, and that takes a lot of experience and a lot of introspection, and unfortunately sometimes the people who are the boldest are the people who are in some ways delusional or power motivated or short-sighted, those people tend to take charge. And the only solution I can think of for that, and this is maybe kind of wishful thinking, is for more people to learn the tools of deception to guard themselves from it, like we were talking about earlier, right? Like to understand how these emotional things influence you for the political or power games of others. The people who use these tactics, they only can use them because other people accept them. And it's not easy to change. It's a little bit idealistic to think that will ever change, because there's something about our natural human instinct to be driven that way.
According to my sources, there is a cellar underneath this bookstore where equalists train chi blocking in secret.
You're making things worse by doing this, because these people just seem like they're practicing martial art, which is brutal. They just like wreck those level 1 chi blocking white belts.
Why have you failed to locate him? Because Amon is hiding in the shadows like a coward. Amon, I challenge you to a duel. No task force.
What in the
no
world?
chi blockers. Tonight at midnight on Avatar Aang Memorial Island.
She's overcompensating for her fear.
I'm really glad I hit you with my moped.
Me too.
I feel so safe with you.
Oops, not good for Korra.
Korra, this is madness.
Don't try to stop me and don't follow me.
Yeah, but the thing is, she knows she's not ready, which is partly why she's doing this. She's like living every day with the fear. She just wants to force the issue. It's hard to live with that crippling anxiety. Sometimes you just want to like face the badness, even though you know it's not going to go well. But it's a bad idea for Korra because the stakes are so high. Is he actually going to show up? There's going to be some trick, probably. Oops. This was her nightmare. Oh!
I received your invitation, young Avatar. You'll get your duel, and I will destroy you.
Wow. What's he getting at? What was that?
Korra, are you alright?
You were right. I've been scared this whole time, and I don't know what to do.
Admitting your fears is the first and most difficult step in overcoming them.
It's true. Wow. It's cool to see Korra, this super headstrong girl who has total faith in herself and her abilities, have this massive crash. To me, this is very relatable, you know? The best growth sometimes comes from these moments when you think of yourself a certain way, and that might be because you have been told by people who care about you that you're amazing, or just that you really want to believe you're amazing and it's difficult to face the cold reality that there are things you can improve. But every now and then, the world tells you exactly where you are. Those moments are devastating because we build ourselves and we make choices based on our vision of ourselves and our status in the world. You start to question, like, what else am I unaware of? What are my other blind spots? But I think what Korra did just now with Tenzin's help is exactly the way to cope with it, right? It's like just letting it hit you. The terrible realization that I'm vulnerable or I'm majorly lacking this important thing, and then crying or just accepting it, really feeling it, and then asking for help. Korra's lucky to have Tenzin, but it doesn't necessarily have to be from a person. It could also just be kind of turning to the universe, right? Like having a humility to accept that there is this problem and then to just decide that I'm going to look for another way without clinging to this illusion of myself. So now going forward, Korra will be able to deal with this problem more healthily than she was in the middle of this episode when she made that rash decision to go fight Amon. She wasn't ready, right? That was a decision she made out of trying to maintain the illusion that she can handle anything. But what Amon showed her was like, no, you can't. You're not ready. Now that she's like letting it all out and telling Tenzin exactly how she feels, now she can actually begin to build to a place where she can overcome it. Whereas before she was kind of caught in her own lies. This is such a big thing that everyone does. We really cling to this idea that I am this person and we look for any evidence we can find to keep that illusion we have of ourselves. It would be maybe healthier to just admit, maybe I'm not this great. You know, maybe I could improve in this way. Maybe I don't have all the answers in this one arena. Maybe this is a need that I need to figure out how to deal with. And then like crashing, but then gathering humility from that and gathering strength from wanting to do better and then being more constructive towards achieving that goal. So I think that's really cool. All right, that's the end of this episode. Very intriguing. I'm curious to see where it goes and to see if my theories about Amon are right. But thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you next time.